Would you believe there was a 50% chance this could have happened? What about this? How about a 50% chance the Suns won a championship? All of these events were literally a coin flip away from actually happening. A coin more valuable than any Bitcoin or buried treasure. A coin that you have to go back to 1966 to understand. This is a ClutchPoints original on how some pocket change sent Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Bucks, Magic Johnson to the Lakers, and even had a hand in Michael Jordan going to the Bulls. Before the draft lottery, the worst teams of each conference would be pitted against each other in a coin flip for the top pick. As a coin hung in the air, millions of dollars, championships, and Hall of Fame careers hung in the balance. A 50-50 game of chance. The year was 1979. The commissioner was Larry O'Brien, and the hand that tossed the fateful coin was his. The top pick of the '79 NBA draft was going to be awarded to either the Lakers or the Bulls. The prize? A 6'9" point guard out of Michigan State who could do it all, appropriately named Earvin Magic Johnson. Rod Thorne, the Bulls GM, had called heads over the phone. As the coin landed, Larry O'Brien announced the result, and with it, setting up the NBA landscape for the next 20 years. Tails. The Lakers got their missing piece. Already armed with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the best centers in the game, and future Hall of Famer Jamal Wilkes, adding Magic could take them to the next level. Though Magic wasn't a given at the time. Outgoing coach Jerry West actually wanted to draft Sidney Moncrief, a high-scoring guard, with the top pick. But to Lakers owner Jack Kent Cooke, Magic Johnson was as much an attraction off the court as he was on it. The Lakers were hunting for popularity, and Magic had been oozing with swag since his high school days. With a flashy smile and a charismatic personality, he could bring Lakers fans flocking back to the Forum. And he did. Johnson succeeded in bringing not just fans to LA, but rings. Winning the title in his rookie year, Magic kicked off the Showtime era of a fast-paced run-and-gun style of play in LA. An era that would witness 4 more championships by 1988. As one dynasty was born, another was prevented. Rewind back to 1979 for a second and imagine that coin lands on heads. The Bulls, not the Lakers, get that first pick. They would have taken Magic Johnson, Rod Thorne had said. With a once-in-a-generation talent, they wouldn't have collapsed a few years later in '83-'84, netting them the 3rd pick in the draft. And they wouldn't have taken Michael Jordan with that pick in '84. With the Bulls out of the picture, would Jordan have fallen to the Dallas Mavericks, who had the 4th pick that year? Jordan's dynasty with the Bulls and Magic's dynasty with the Lakers all owe a huge debt of gratitude to one coin. The NBA's practice of doing coin tosses for the top pick had been happening since 1966. One more massively impactful coin toss came 10 years earlier. In the 1968-69 season, the Milwaukee Bucks lost their NBA virginity in their first ever season. They won 27 games. So, the Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, with the worst records in their conferences, were all set for their coin toss to decide the first pick. The prize in 1969? Lou Alcindor, a 7'2" center out of UCLA who was a dominant presence on offense and defense. The Suns were in charge of their own fate, making the heads or tails call. In an effort to engage their fan base more, Suns GM Jerry Colangelo put a poll in the newspaper asking fans what they should choose. In a move he may have regretted, Colangelo took their advice and went with heads. It was tails. Alcindor, later known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was headed to Milwaukee. With his patented skyhook, Lou led the Bucks to a championship in the 1970-71 season, alongside future Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson. Abdul-Jabbar later forced his way to the Lakers, which is where he was when Magic Johnson came onto the scene. As of 2020, Kareem stands as having the most points scored in NBA history. 6 total championships between the Bucks and Lakers, all decided by 2 coin flips. The thousands of fans that witnessed those 6 championships between both teams were essentially watching a couple of coin flips. Luck will always play a role in sports, but very blatantly, in '69 and '79, A 50-50 chance coin toss sent the Bucks to a title. It made sure the Suns wouldn't see a championship banner anytime soon. It opened up the Showtime era for the Lakers. And it paved the way for a future dynasty for the Bulls. All seemingly by chance.